Hi, this is Fabian Trahan, and welcome to Ectophobia Radio, the Paris Sanctum podcast.
Some say the little girl fell from a second-story window. Or perhaps, even worse, she was thrown to her death. It is said that the hauntings of the Arcadia Opera House, which was built in 1906, may very well be the spirit of this little girl.
Hi, and welcome to episode 5 of the Paris Sanctum podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Fabian Trahan, your host. That was a marvelous introduction by one of my closest friends, Mark Salter, who knows all too well about the incredible stories surrounding the Arcadia Opera House in Arcadia, Florida. The Arcadia Opera House has a very morbid history. Tales of fire, footsteps, fatal attraction, and the unfortunate death of a little girl. The Opera House location started off in a very unusual and historically tragic location. This theater was built in 1906 by John J. Hurd on the site of an orphanage that burnt down along with most of Arcadia, Florida in 1905. It already had a shaky start at best, and Arcadia itself is a trove of history. Arcadia was a focal point of the 19th century Florida cattle industry, and at one time had a reputation as a wild and wide-open cow town. Range wars erupted and sometimes spilled across the town's dusty streets. One historian wrote that as many as 50 fights a day took place. One is recalled as causing the deaths of 4 men. This all, of course, predated the Opera House, but adds unprecedented flavor to the location. After the Opera House was finally completed, there was this so-called story about an affair of sorts. Extramarital, that is. It is said that the original owner of the Opera House was having an affair, and one day his female lover confronted him with a choice. It's either me or your wife. After choosing his wife, the scorned lover hung herself from the rafters of the stage. In another story, a few years later, a little girl reportedly fell from one of the windows of the upper floors. These spirits reportedly remain and haunt every corner of this storied opera house. The aforementioned little girl is regularly seen looking out the windows of the theater's top floor. Not surprisingly, footsteps of children are heard throughout the entire building, and the scorned lover spirit is seen roaming the halls of the auditorium. Today, the Opera House serves as an antique shop as well. A bizarre bazaar, one might say. The theater's own employees have told stories of wine bottles flying off shelves and mysterious noises coming from seemingly nowhere. The Arcadia Opera House has been the site of numerous paranormal investigations and is considered by many to be the most haunted location in all of Florida. Personally, someday, I hope to take my team from Tennessee down there to investigate this truly fascinating opera house. And I'm sure Mark and Claudia will join us. So if you're down around Port Charlotte or Fort Myers, drop into Arcadia and check out this fantastic opera house. Introduction courtesy my long time and talented friend Mark Salter from Salty Talk Radio. The story courtesy of the Travel Channel, which can be reached by going to travelchannel.com. Background music courtesy of the Prague Cello Quartet's Phantom of the Opera, which can be found on YouTube. This story is not directly affiliated with the Parasanctum podcast or the Trahan Radio Network. I hope you take care with whatever you are doing. Catch you next time. Bye-bye for now.